Hey, this is Daryl with Social Service Entrepreneur. I'm sitting down to record this video because I was thinking about advice I'd want to give to myself as a younger business person. And I think I'm no guru, no genius, but I think the problems that I face are probably very similar to what business owners face, other salespeople face. So I just wanted to share the advice I'd give to myself as a younger business person. First thing I'd say is focus on products with a very large barrier to entry. Over time, what I've felt and what I've learned is that if it's hard for me to do, it's hard for other people to do, and most people are lazy. So if you focus on things that are difficult, you're going to weed out most of your competition because most competition's not willing to put the work in. So on the insurance side, I break that down a couple of ways. Complicated products are great. Focus on areas that require a lot of insurance knowledge, and 3, industry knowledge in order to serve the industry well. So that would be my first piece of advice. Focus on products with large barriers to entry. Second is focus on serving people that are my tribe. And that can be a couple of different things. I work with a very diverse group of people, but they share a mindset with me. They tend to be growth oriented. I tend to focus on a couple of specific industries, and they have similar temperaments to me. They tend to be fast moving. They tend to be aggressive. They tend to be growth minded. So it is easier for me to work with those people because I'm like them. They're like me. So that when we sit down and look at each other, we are all part of the same tribe. It helps create a resonance. 3, don't try to do everything. Try to do one thing better than everyone else. I think early in my career, I thought that, the longer I do this, the better I'll be at everything. And there is some truth to that. I've got a wide breadth of knowledge that I've accumulated over a number of years. But more than that, I've accumulated this depth of knowledge about a couple of very specific things. And that's what separates me, and that's what would separate you from competition. It's not the breadth so much as it is the depth. Being able to talk about one thing at a level way deeper than everybody else. I've learned that figuring it out as you go doesn't tend to work in a deal. If you don't know how to solve a problem on the front end, just leave it alone. And make sure the people you're working with have problems you know how to solve. 4, if your client is bad at business, they will be a bad client. Encourage them to work with someone else. It plays out a number of different ways. One, those people, bad business owners, recruit bad employees. They have bad claims experience. They don't care about your advice, and they don't pay on time. So they are very frustrating to work with. Just let them go. If they're not paying their bills on time, well, they're probably not paying everybody's bills on time. There are indications to people that are just not great at business. Be very wary of them. They don't get better. 5, there are plenty of fish in the sea. Be ruthless with your time. 2 things. 1, great employees are worth 100 times more than average employees, and they need less of your time. It's the difference between teaching somebody to do something, they get it the first time, and then they take 3 more steps, versus working with somebody that you have to explain the same thing 10 times. And great clients, they're worth 100 times more than your average client, and they need less of your time. So be ruthless with your time and know that, hey, if you let one of them go, you can find something better. And that one that you find better is going to accelerate your time. But you have to have the bravery to let go of the one that's chewing up your time and isn't a good fit. 6, losses will happen. Bake it into your projections. I don't know how else to say it other than the 7-year itch is real. People get divorced, and clients decide after a period of time that, hey, this old relationship, we need to try something new. And sometimes the reasoning is just cuz. Don't sweat it. It's going to happen. Happens to everybody. Just bake it in that every year you're going to lose a deal that you never would have seen coming and you didn't do anything wrong. Also, sometimes someone else is going to screw up the deal and you're going to take the hit for it. Just deal with it. It's part of the game. Sometimes an underwriter is going to be slow. Sometimes your customer service representative is going to mess something up. Sometimes a company is not going to deliver on what they said they would deliver. There are 1,000 variables. Sometimes somebody else is going to mess it up. You're going to take the hit, and that's part of it. You're just going to have to keep moving. Seventh thing I would tell myself is you can't tell anybody anything. Whatever they got in their head, that's what's there. If a customer believes that their broker has the ability to go to the moon and bring them back a wheel of cheese, that's what they're going to believe. If an employee is convinced that they're going to be happier somewhere else, you got to let them go. They've already made up their mind. The only thing you can do is ask questions and help people make good decisions. So those are the 7 pieces of advice I'd give to myself as a younger business person. I hope that helps you as well. I'm Daryl Henry with the Social Service Entrepreneur.